Hello everyone, Darya here, and welcome back to a speed build video for today. So today we will be building this gorgeous industrial New York style apartment slash house. It's a house, but like in my head I was like, oh, this is such a cool apartment. Maybe like you could imagine it on top of a big building. It's like a penthouse apartment. I don't know. But yeah, I'm super in love with this build. I say that about every build, but it's true. I spent so much time on this build for the size of it. I think I had like 7 hours of footage. Obviously it's sped up and speed build, but yeah, I really like it. I like that I was able to fit in 3 rooms. Some of my builds are bigger than this and I can't fit even 2 rooms. It's a bit ridiculous, but yeah, super happy with how it turned out. It's so cute. My thoughts for it is that like the Friends group kind of lives here, like the TV show Friends or How I Met Your Mother. So yeah, that's the vibes we're going for. This is what it looks like at night, by the way. I love it! And it is on the gallery. This will be a longer video, so grab something to eat or drink and enjoy. Alrighty, so I'm gonna pop us into speed build mode now. Okay, so the thought for this build was, I'm pretty sure I was watching one of Little Simsy's videos and I saw a roof piece or a roof decal and I was like, you know what? I'm going to build an industrial build. Like that was it. There was no thought or preparation behind it besides the fact that I saw something. I was like, oh, I'm inspired to build this build now. So yeah, as you guys know, I do not plan these builds when I build them. I just wing it as I get onto the lot. I'm like, yep, this is how it will look. This is how it will go. So that's exactly what happened this time around. And someone asked me on Reddit if I plan for the little fairy lights on the patios. Because as you saw in the intro, there was fairy lights. There's, where they from? The toddler pack fairy lights. And they said, do I plan my patios around? No, I just wing it. I just got lucky this time. I don't think that far ahead. But today is the 23rd of July. And you know what that means? Cottage Living has come out. So this video will be up on Monday, I'm pretty sure. So Cottage Living would have been out just under a week. So I'm assuming the YouTube, as I like to call it, will be completely and utterly filled with Cottage Living videos. So I thought this would be a good break from Cottage Living because I think we're all going to be cottage living out, if that makes sense. But after this video, I will be playing cottage living. I want to do a rags to riches with Brad, like move him into cottage living instead of Desert Valley. Maybe his values have changed. I don't know. Or maybe do we start a new rags to riches? This is what I'm stressed about. Because like, obviously I want to play the pack, but I have a rags to riches because my thing is, right, he can still catch frogs in cottage living. It'll probably be better for him catching frogs there because there's more bodies of water, but we've just moved him to Desert Valley and he's got a nice house there. So I don't know, maybe we start a new let's play. Maybe what we do is we start a new let's play with a different character and somehow hers or his or theirs and Bradley's path cross, and that's like his girlfriend, significant other, lover, whatever. I don't know, it's in the works. But yeah, I had a lot of fun building this build. As you can see, the lot looks enormous at the moment. Towards the end, I don't know if it's in the speed build part or if I did it in the landscaping part, but I actually try and match a big section of the tiles to the sidewalk tiles. So the lot looks smaller because at the moment it looks ridiculous. And it's supposed to be like an industrial lot, so there's no garden or anything. It's more rooftop gardens and things like that. So I was like, I'll just make the lot smaller. I tried building a fence and it just looked like a jail, so that wasn't the vibe. But yeah, Cottage Living is out. The patch before, the update, I was playing the pond tool. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. The pond tool is a lot of fun. We also have alligators now in The Sims. I did try and get an alligator to kill Jade, and with no luck. Jade did not die, unfortunately. So that kind of sucked. But it's fine. Maybe they'll patch in alligator deaths soon, because I did try for ages to get her to die. If anybody came into this video and they didn't understand the context of it, this would sound terrible. So So yeah, I like tried for ages to get her to die. Oh my god, that sounds horrible. But I did though. It's true. I played for like 30 minutes just in a pond and like editing the pond and editing the pond to get it to swim and try to get attacked by a gator. And it didn't happen. So it's fine. Like, I'm not mad, but I am slightly mad. Because I think in cottage living, you can die by chickens. You can get attacked by a chicken. So why can't we get attacked by an alligator? We can die by flies in eco lifestyle. Why can't we get attacked by an alligator? Like, it's fine. It's just one wish, one dream that I have. It's fine. So besides me being deadly excited about alligators, pun intended, or not intended because they can't get, not the point. Anyway, what are you guys excited for with the new patch update? Not even cottage living, because I know some people can't buy expansion packs. Believe me, I actually saved for this one because $50 is a lot of money. I live in Australia for DLC. Like, that's how much you pay for a game usually, and the DLC itself is $50. Anyway, not the point. What are you excited for, or what has excited you most in this new patch update? Me, besides having pond tools and alligators, I'm super excited for, they added this patch in that when you download a lot, it will warn you if it was made using BB move objects. So instead of us having to say BB move objects in the description or as a hashtag, like put on BB move objects before you place a lot such as this one, it will warn you so you can turn it on and place it without windows, doors, vases, whatever, disappearing. And now, here's my theory. I reckon they did this because cottage living is coming out and people might be using the hashtag moo, as in for a lot with cows or a cow barn or something, and they didn't want the hashtag moo to be confused with BB move objects. That is my thinking. But anyway, that's one of my super duper favorite patch updates. My other one is that they've implemented 2 new artworks into the build. Sorry, I meant into the game. And they've been made by 2 LGBTQ plus artists. So the pictures are obviously of that nature. And the 2 artists are Ashley Lukashevsky. Wow. Ashley Lukashevsky and Muhammad Iman Fayez. And they have brought, this is from the patch notes, they have brought their inspiring and beautiful artwork into the game. They've also included, here's the update, the new modernized version of the large afro hairstyle. So that is officially in the game now. So that is super exciting. And on top of that, children now have more rights. Should we say rights? Probably not. But yeah, children can now do things in The Sims, i.e. cooking and gardening. You could technically do a rags to riches with a child. I have heard that a child cannot pay bills. So here's my thinking. Sounds terrible. But you get a child, you make a child, you put them on a 50 by 50 lot. And then you have to have one adult so the adult can pay bills, right? So what you do is you build a basement, put the adult in the basement, so that all their sole purpose is to pay bills. So then you can rags to riches with the child. I know, so smart. Sounds so morbid. Again, if anybody came into this video not understanding the context. But yes, that's my thoughts, because then what could they do? They could grow crops and work off of that, selling crops, rags to riches. Yeah. And then also, another patch update. This is so exciting. The food delivery, I'm really excited for that. Like Uber Eats for The Sims. This is getting ridiculous. It's awesome. Also, another update which I'm super happy about that we hadn't had for ages was step-parent and child relationships. They weren't in the genealogy panel, and it was kind of just like mother, daughter, sister, sibling, housemate. So I'm glad that's in. So I'm excited for that as well. But yes, I think that's all the notable updates for me anyway that I'm excited for, because I love it when The Sims gets a major update. We always get a major update obviously before new packs come out, because a lot of the stuff will be available in base game. For example, the pond tool, or in Eco Lifestyle when we got ladders and then everyone got ladders, because it's not fair if you only provide that stuff in DLC when it's like a core part of the game. So yeah, I'm keen. I'm also just really excited to see all the types of builds that are going to come out now that we have this pond tool. Because I was just messing around yesterday, like I said. Besides trying to kill Jade, I built an island. An island with a little shack on it. And that was just me messing around for like 15-20 minutes with a pond tool. So, can you imagine what these builds are going to look like when we actually put real time and effort into them? It's going to be awesome. I was looking on Reddit today. I love Reddit for The Sims. It's such an active community. It's awesome. And people have already showing off all their cottage living builds, might I add, but all their pond builds as well. And some Reddit user, I cannot find the name off the top of my head, I'm sorry, but they just showed a screenshot or a picture of their screen. They said, everyone's building these cutesy little ponds. Here's me with my blood moat and castle. And I was like, oh my god, I can't wait. This is going to be awesome. Because me, I was digging holes and making mountains. Yeah, that was the extent. I was just thinking to myself, how on earth can I break the game? Because I do like to push the limits of The Sims occasionally. I had this one build that I never posted because it was just too embarrassing, where I was making every single tile or wall or every single item a different swatch. And the game was glitching out so badly. I don't think it could handle it. So I've done that before. So of course I got access to digging holes or digging ponds. And of course I needed to test limits. I needed to see how deep it could go. Because now I know how deep it can go. And it's going to be really cool. You could build like a little underground, technically, or under cabin castle. And like have the devil living in there and stuff like that. Or like the goths. Imagine the goths wanting to live in a hole. Fantastic. You just pick up the house, put it in a big hole that you've dug and then surround it by water. Oh god. I don't know, it just seems fun to me. Like, oh, and anyway, the pond tool in Island Living now. You know how there's that really, really nice lot in the corner there? In the corner of the world? I've always thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice if there was like water in the middle or you were like more on an island? Now you can literally do that. Patch updates just excite me because we get more freedom in The Sims when we get updates, and that's what I like about it. Because if you think of Sims 4 right in the beginning, it was so restrictive, and now we can almost do anything, which is awesome. And it's taken a while, but still, and that's why I love these updates. The pond tool itself really reminded me of Zoo Tycoon. Did you ever play Zoo Tycoon as a kid? Because I did, and it just reminded me of building enclosures in that game. Like, if you ever played, you'd like make ponds and then you'd have to level the ground or like make the ponds deeper and put the fences up. And it just kind of brought me back. I was like, oh my god, this pond tool is like playing Zoo Tycoon. It's not, but it was. It felt like it. Speaking of animals, cottage living, all the animals coming out. Oh, I'm so excited to play with a bunny, have a bunny, name a bunny, put a little dress on the bunny, cows, llamas, chickens, foxes. I am so excited. I personally, was not like, oh, I really want farming in The Sims, because for me, growing crops was kind of like farming for me. Like, I didn't need the extra element. However, I did want farm animals. So now that we're getting them, I'm so excited. Like, I'm saying I'm so excited because I haven't played it yet. Today is the 23rd of July. I've just finished work. I needed to finish recording this video. I got cottage living this morning at 3 a.m. I started work at 5 a.m. I was not going to stay up and wait for it. So once I finish recording this video, you betcha, I will be playing cottage living. But that's why I keep saying I'm so excited, because I am so excited. I got it today. Now that I have yabbed your ear off about cottage living though, do you want me to talk about the build for a bit? I guess I'll talk about the build for a little bit. So I had this idea to have a really grand entrance, like a really big entrance that you could kind of make a room out of it, not just an entrance hall. Hence why when you saw in the screenshots and everything that there are chairs and like a front hall and stuff, because I wanted it to be kind of like somewhere where you could go sit and read a book if you really wanted to. Again, my vision for this house was that it's on top of an apartment block, so sitting at the window there, it would actually be pretty nice. It wouldn't be like you're sitting on street level reading a book and everyone's walking past. I just also liked this lot because the water view, and I didn't want to make an apartment lot. I didn't want to go build in that penthouse apartment. So hence why we built here. This is where the old salt house used to be, or is. But yes. I had so much fun building this build. It kind of challenged me because of the shape of the spaces, or well, I guess the spaces are pretty square. It's just more the layout of the spaces, because in the main living area where the kitchen and stuff is, it's very, very open, and I was like, I don't know how to clutter this up without making it look bad. Like, I don't know how to divide the spaces. Hence why I used couches and a platform and stuff to divide the spaces. But I was struggling. I was like, I don't know how to... It's open, but it's supposed to be open, so it's fine. So, yeah. And also, that tree, I forgot that tree existed, because I always use the Eco Lifestyle potted tree. I literally forgot about that one. I was placing it down and I went, Old Faithful, I forgot about you. And yeah, I had forgot about the tree, because I think that's the thing as well. We get new packs and we forget about all the old ones. I have not played in San Myshuno or Desol Valley in ages. I play in Newcrest and Evergreen Harbour half the time. Like, that's it. Evergreen Harbour is my favourite world by far. I have all my favourite builds in there, all my favourite community spaces in there. I absolutely love Evergreen Harbour. Now I think Henford on Bagley. Henford on Bagley might be my new favourite world. And I haven't played it yet, but I think it's going to be maybe a close second to Evergreen Harbour. I don't know, Evergreen Harbour, the style of it, the vibe of it, I just really, really enjoy all the colours. All the community spaces that I built at Evergreen Harbour as well, I'm in love with. And the houses, I built some really awesome houses there. I think so anyway. But yeah, so I'm hoping that Henford on Bagley will be the same. That I'm like, oh my god, I love this world, and I want to edit and fix up all the spaces. Because I haven't had that same drive to do it in any of the other worlds. Whereas Evergreen Harbour, almost every single lot in there, I think there's 2 or 3 that are left, have been edited by me and changed up by me, because I wanted to make that world my own. Where I haven't really done that in any other world. I'm slowly doing it, but haven't really done it. Maybe in like 2023, you'll get a Darya save. Maybe. I don't know. When I was first starting off on The Sims, the first kind of simmer I discovered was Little Simsy. She's the one who really got me into playing The Sims. And I downloaded her save file, I remember. And I put a bunch of her houses in one of my saves that I have. And I know it would have taken her ages to do. She said it did take her ages to make her the Simsy save. And it's like an ever-growing process, because as you get new worlds, you've got to edit those worlds and so on and so forth. But I just remember going, I want to do this one day. I want to have a Darya save. And look, it's slowly coming along. If you want Evergreen Harbour, I could probably give you Evergreen Harbour. We can do a tour of Evergreen Harbour if you really want to. But all my Evergreen Harbour builds are on the gallery. So if you like any of them, please download them. Feel free. I'm super proud of them. I update them every now and again. But yeah. Building the community spaces in Evergreen Harbour was my absolute favourite. I think I enjoyed it most because there was so many spaces to renovate. Like in every neighbourhood, there's 3 community spaces that you can renovate and make them a maker space or a whatever space they are. And we have a restaurant. And I think I turned one of the lots, that big lot in the neighbourhood down the bottom on the concrete. That one that's just like in the middle of nowhere. There's no grass, there's nothing. That big lot I actually turned into a bar and a cafe. It's called Port Promise Bar and Cafe. So by day it can be a cafe, and then you can switch it into bar mode at night and make it a bar. And there's like a little singing and stage area down the bottom. But yeah, so like it's just a world that I'm very happy with, and it was the world where I really, really like started building and started getting into builds and landscaping, and it was kind of the world that inspired me to want to make a YouTube. So yeah, it holds a very special place in my heart, okay? And now I'm gonna add alligators. No, but in all seriousness, it was the inspiration world, the world that I decided, yes, I can be a YouTuber. I say this sitting with 30 subscribers, so Like, listen to me. I'm credible, I promise. Also, this basket, you may notice, it's in every build, almost in every room, because I think it is the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I would have a basket of pillows and blankets like that in my room. And if I had guest rooms, I would have a basket of pillows and blankets like that for the guests. It's just a very versatile, normal, real-life product that you would see, like, in real life. And I just think it's super cute. And I try and make my builds as realistic as possible, like to see, like you could see it actually being a real house, like that you could live in. I think a lot of people do, that's the point. But I haven't really, kind of put myself in the fun builds, like the out of this world, like Rapunzel style builds and castles and stuff like that. I say Rapunzel and castles because I saw in the gallery the other day a Hogwarts build, my god, and it was made with Realm of Magic and base game. That was it, and it was Hogwarts. I was flabbergasted. And then the same creator had made a Rapunzel style build, and I was like, wow, this is just cool. This is so cool. So I don't fall in that category is what I'm trying to say. I fall in more of the realism, and I think I fall into modern contemporary urban style builds. I'm definitely not a white picket blue weatherboard type of girl. I think I have tried to build builds like that, and it just looks ugly. It's not me. This is more my style. This is kind of, I don't know, this is probably what I envision myself living in. So that's why I fall more into this category. Like my urban contemporary build, or my modern speed build that I built for Bradley. That's kind of more my style of like how I'd live. Or my modern builds that I've got in Eco Lifestyle. I've got this gorgeous just Eco Lifestyle and base game build, and I love it. So yeah, that is my style, modern. So definitely not weatherboard houses. Also, this dresser, can we talk about this dresser for a second? I thought it was custom content. I thought I was going insane. I thought I had CC in my game, and I went and checked my mod folder, everything. When was this added, and why didn't I know about it? It's in every room in this build, because it is stunning. The swatches on it. I know it was created by CC creators and modders, but it is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I found it when I was looking through debug the other day, which is not even in debug. I just saw it and I was like, why do I have this? Where's the CC? And I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And I think we need more items like that with all those gorgeous swatches, because it just fits in every room. There's a swatch for everything, and it's beautiful. So yes, I apologize if the Eco Lifestyle plant is in here 1,000 times, and that dresser / hallway table is in this house 1,000 times, because they're just beautiful pieces. There's one in the entrance hall, there's one in the TV room, and there's one upstairs here. Different colors though, so you wouldn't know. And it's not like they're right next to each other. But yeah, it's beautiful. Because I love custom content. I really do. I have mods in my game as well. I can't play my game without mods. The patch update yesterday, everyone was panicking because the modders were panicking as well, trying to get the new mods to us with the new update. But I had a good like solid couple of hours without mods, and I was like, I don't know how to play the game anymore. So kudos to them. Where would we be without them? But yeah, Twisted Mexi, not UI cheats, Twisted Mexi with a better build by and the debug, can't build without her. Like, or them, I should say. I cannot build without them. So I was like, oh, when is it going to update? The poor thing, working tirelessly to get the mod to us. And then also UI cheats extension. Oh, I can't play the game without UI cheats extension. The one I'm still waiting for is MCC. Still haven't had an update for it. And I didn't read the Patreon beforehand. I could have left it in the game, and it probably would have only just affected the UI interface. But it's fine. I'll wait for an update. It's all good. Look, it's been a day. It's fine. So I don't know how I'm going to play with without MCC with Cottage Living, but it's fine. If the EA game changers can do it, I can do it. In all seriousness, though, I commend them, because a lot of the EA game changers are used to custom content and mods in their games, and then they get given, luckily, the new game or the new world or whatever, but they get a special version of the game, so they don't have any cheats or anything that they used to, like cheats or mods. I mean, mods or CC. I don't know. I think that'd be very difficult because you're used to a certain playstyle, right? You're used to certain cheats and being able to quickly. For me, UI cheats extension, like I always get rid of moodlets because sometimes the Sims are just angry or sad for no reason and it's annoying as heck. So you just right click on that moodlet and off it goes. Or like, you know, when they're sad because their neighbor died, or someone when you're at a restaurant just dies and you're like, great, now they're going to be sad for 3 days. You can just get rid of that moodlet, and that's what I do. So I can imagine them being used to that kind of sort of playstyle, just getting rid of inconvenient things that don't really affect the gameplay, and like, you know, then not being able to have any mods or anything like I think that would stress me out slightly. But I am very, very jealous that they get to play the games early. Not so much for the Star Wars one, but this one, yes. I was like, oh my god, guys, I'm so jealous. Look, you got a pond tool like that. I don't know, it was exciting. But yeah, that's the aspiration, right? Like that's what we strive for, is to get up there, to get to their level. With my 30 subscribers, guys, we can do it. We'll band together, petition, and we can all be EA game changers. No, I'm kidding. I just yeah, I look up to all of the Simmers so much. So it's just awesome. It's just such a fun community. It's such a fun space, and yeah, it makes me happy. Alrighty, I think this build is about to wrap up. I think the last thing you're going to see is me moving that garage door to the middle there. And I'm pretty sure we're about to pan out so you can see the whole build in its glory. I end up moving that garage door as well because I didn't like it on the front. No, it's just having... There we go. So yeah, that is the finished and complete build. Like I said, super in love with it. I love it. It is on the gallery for your downloadable pleasure. I'm gonna show you that right now. So here is my gallery ID and my Sims gallery. So this is where all my builds are. Anything you've seen or any videos, they should all be up there. So yeah, thank you very much. Here are the screenshots. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you all on Thursday for episode 4 of Frogs to Riches. Have a wonderful time. Bye, everyone.